a friend, here's what to say. Let's talk in English, 10 minutes every day. When you need a friend, here's what to say. Let's talk in English, 10 minutes every day. That's the way.
Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Talk in English. My name is Esther.
And my name is Garrett. We're ready for a nature lesson.
And the name of our lesson is Hummingbirds.
Hummingbirds. That's a fun word. It breaks up two different words into one.
Right, the word humming and the word bird. When you hum, you are making a sound and you're not saying words. It's just a sound. A bird is a kind of animal that flies in the sky.
Right, but hummingbirds are not called that because they're running around humming or singing. We'll get into why in just a moment. Friends, we always love to talk about nature with you.
Yes, this is the world around us. Plants, animals, the ocean, and the mountains. Now we're going to go look into hummingbirds in our nature lesson today. Here's today's reading.
Hummingbirds are beautiful birds. Many of them are quite tiny. These colorful birds live in North and South America and are famous for flying fast. They can fly up to 48 kilometers per hour. Hummingbirds move their wings very fast. They can fly straight up or hover, just like helicopters. These little birds can also fly backward. Hummingbirds can live in many places. They just need lots of food because they have to eat every 10 to 15 minutes.
Wow, we are going to learn so much about hummingbirds. Now it's time for us to take a look at today's Find It question. Our question is, what do hummingbirds fly like?
What do hummingbirds fly like? Find the answer in today's lesson.
Now here's Sonia who will teach us today's keywords.
我们今天讲到蜂鸟 Hummingbird. Greg 说这种鸟非常的小 They're so tiny. 形容词 tiny 就是极小的。它们不但长得很小，而且还飞得很快。Susie 说 And they fly really fast too. 动词 fly 就是飞。Greg 说蜂鸟飞起来很像直升机。Hummingbirds fly like helicopters. 名词 helicopter 就是直升机。还有很神奇的一点，它们甚至可以倒着飞。Susie 说 They can even fly backward. 副词 backward 就是向后。它们的翅膀挥动起来速度极快。Greg 说 And their wings move so fast. 名词 wing 就是翅膀。
Hey, Susie. Are you drawing something?
Yes, a hummingbird. I saw one outside my window this morning.
They're so tiny.
Hummingbirds are the smallest birds in the world.
Really? I didn't know that.
The smallest hummingbird is only about 6 centimeters long.
Wow!
I know. And they fly really fast, too, up to 48 kilometers per hour.
Today we start with Greg asking Susie a question. He says, Hey Susie, are you drawing something?
Is Susie drawing something? Yes, she is. She's drawing a hummingbird, and that's because she saw one.
She saw one outside her window this morning. Now, hummingbirds are the smallest birds in the world. They are very, very small. And we use the word tiny to talk about them. If something is very small, we can say they are tiny.
They are tiny. They are very small. They're so tiny is today's calendar phrase.
They're so tiny.
They're so tiny.
它们好小。
Look at my hands.
They're so tiny.
Look at my shoes.
Oh, they're so tiny.
Look at my ears.
They're so tiny.
Look at my mouth.
Oh, it's so big.
Yeah.
They're so tiny.
They're so tiny.
它们好小。
Out of all the birds in the world, the one that is most small, the smallest one, are the hummingbirds. They can only be 6 centimeters long.
Wow, that is very small, very tiny. Well, Susie says that they can be about 6 centimeters long. And friends, how long is that? I have a hard time doing that with my fingers.
Maybe about this long. Now, when we're talking about long here, we're not talking about how something takes up a lot of time, like taking a long time. We're talking about measuring the length of something. Other words we might use to talk about length might be how wide something is, or how tall, or how high it is. Sonia, can you help us?
Susie 说，最小的蜂鸟体长只有6公分左右。The smallest hummingbird is only about 6 centimeters long. 句尾的形容词 long 是长的意思，在此用法比较特别，它描述丈量的长度。6 centimeters long 就是6公分长。其他测量的形容词还有像是 The river is 10 meters wide. 这条河有10公尺宽，或是 The man is 170 centimeters tall. 那名男子170公分高。再练习一句 This hotel is 30 stories high. 这家饭店有30层楼高。
Thank you, Sonia. Now, yes, the smallest hummingbirds can be 6 centimeters long, but they go anywhere to 13 centimeters. That's a little longer.
Yeah, but either way, they're quite small. But that doesn't mean they can't do amazing things. They can fly really fast. Susie tells us up to 48 kilometers per hour. That's kind of as fast as quite a few cars drive on the road.
Right, and if you can fly, it means you can move in the air. Airplanes fly in the sky, so do birds.
That's right. They can move through the sky by themselves. They don't need a machine to help them. And hummingbirds do it very fast.
Right. Well, it's time for us to take a break. Don't go away. We'll be right back to talk about hummingbirds.
Let's talk in English. 10 minutes every day. That's the way.
Okay, today we are talking about hummingbirds. Friends, do you remember one thing you've learned about them?
Well, I remember that hummingbirds are very fast. They can fly as fast as 48 kilometers per hour.
Right. They are small, but they fly very quickly. We're going to learn a lot more about them right now.
Hummingbirds fly like helicopters. I read that somewhere.
That's true. They can fly straight up and hover. They can even fly backward.
Amazing. And their wings move so fast.
They do. Hummingbirds are really fun to watch.
Where do hummingbirds live?
Many places, they just need lots of food. They have to eat every 10 to 15 minutes.
Kind of like me.
Friends, did you find the answer to our Find It question? Our question was, what do hummingbirds fly like?
They fly like helicopters. Yes, helicopters are a machine that people fly in. They are amazing. They're kind of like airplanes, but they move in some different ways.
Yes, a helicopter does not have wings like an airplane, and it can go straight up and it can go straight down. It can also stay in the air and not move. They're special because there's things on them called blades that go round and round.
That's right. That's what allows them to fly like that. Now, hummingbirds don't have things like that, but they can also stay flying in the air without moving around. We call that hovering. Now, not many things can hover in the air without moving.
Right. So hummingbirds and helicopters are special because they can both hover in the air. They can stay in the air without moving or changing directions. And hummingbirds can also fly a special direction.
Yes, they can even fly backward. Now, if I'm going this way, I'm going forward. And this is backward or behind me.
Wow, that is amazing. And what else is amazing is that their wings move very, very fast. Now, birds fly and they have wings. And when they move or flap their wings, this is what helps them be able to fly.
That's right. Now, I think hummingbirds are very special. I saw a lot of these growing up in California. My grandparents would even try to feed hummingbirds, so they would come and visit the house. And when you see hummingbirds, you can kind of see their wings next to them. But they move these wings so fast that it's even hard to see. You can almost only see their bodies.
Wow, that is amazing. So it sounds like you also enjoyed watching hummingbirds growing up. Now, Garrett, do you know the answer to Greg's question? Where do hummingbirds live?
Oh, I know the answer. Many places. They just need lots of food, we hear, because they have to eat every 10 to 15 minutes. It's amazing they're not bigger. It must mean they need a lot of energy.
Right, because they're moving those wings so quickly, they're flapping those wings, they use up a lot of energy, so they need to eat a lot of food. Now, Greg says, kind of like me. He's comparing himself to a hummingbird. He also needs a lot of food.
Yeah, probably not every 10 to 15 minutes. It sounds like he's making a joke. Let's go to Sonia for more on his sentence.
Greg 说跟我有点类似 ，kind of like me， 说蜂鸟有点类似我，需要很多食物。片语 kind of 是有点什么的意思，是口语中非正式的说法，轻松的表达一种约略、轻微程度的感觉。来看例句。The weather is kind of cold today. 今天的天气有点冷，或是 I'm kind of busy right now. 我现在有点忙。再一句 He's kind of upset about the mistake. 他对那个错误感到有点不高兴。你也造个 kind of 的句子吧。
Thank you, Sonia. Now it's time to review those great hummingbird keywords.
Here is your first key word. Tiny. Tiny. We live in a tiny house.
Fly. Fly. Some birds are flying over the lake.
Wing. Wing. Birds have strong wings.
Helicopter. Helicopter. Can we ride in a helicopter?
Backward. Backward. The kids walked backward for fun. Friends, those are today's key words. Try to use them every day.
And now it's your turn.
The words for today are tiny, fly, wings, helicopter, and backward. Now it's your turn to use them in a sentence. First one, those birds are colorful. Correct. Those birds' wings are colorful. Next, Ava took a step. You're right. Ava took a step backward. Next, that ant is very... You got it. That ant is very tiny. Next, can you... A plane? Great answer. Can you fly a plane? Last one. Look at the... In the sky. Great job. Look at the helicopter in the sky. And look at the time. I have to say bye for now, but join me again for your turn.
Hey, Susie. Are you drawing something?
Yes, a hummingbird. I saw one outside my window this morning.
They're so tiny.
Hummingbirds are the smallest birds in the world.
Really? I didn't know that.
The smallest hummingbird is only about 6 centimeters long.
Wow!
I know. And they fly really fast too, up to 48 kilometers per hour.
Hummingbirds fly like helicopters. I read that somewhere.
That's true. They can fly straight up and hover. They can even fly backward.
Amazing! And their wings move so fast.
They do. Hummingbirds are really fun to watch.
Where do hummingbirds live?
Many places. They just need lots of food. They have to eat every 10 to 15 minutes.
Kind of like me.
Hi, Ginger. What are you drawing?
I'm drawing a hummingbird, see?
Where? I can't see it.
Hummingbirds are really small. They're tiny, so it's really hard to see.
Hummingbirds are the smallest birds in the world.
Yeah, and they can fly really fast, too.
Just like a helicopter.
That's right. They can fly straight up and hover.
I know. I read that. Oh! Now I see the hummingbird.
Great, you found it.
Yes, but it doesn't have wings.
Yes, it does. But the wings move so fast you can't see them.
Oh, so where do hummingbirds live?
They live in many places. They eat often, so they like to live near food.
You should put food in your pictures.
No, I don't need to draw food. The hummingbird ate it.
Hi everyone, welcome to Jack's File. I'm Jack. I was just looking at some pictures of hummingbirds. They are such amazing things. Their wings move so fast and they fly so fast. I wonder how they do it. Hummingbirds are beautiful birds. Many of them are quite tiny. These colorful birds live in North and South America and are famous for flying fast. They can fly up to 48 kilometers per hour. Their name comes from the humming sound that their wings make. Their wings can beat up to 80 times per second. This allows them to hover in the air and move in any direction, even backward, like tiny helicopters. Many hummingbirds are very colorful. Their feathers may be bright green, blue, or red. The colors change when they move. Hummingbirds can live in many places. They just need lots of food because they have to eat every 10 to 15 minutes. Many hummingbirds eat nectar from flowers. They don't like to share their food. They will chase other hummingbirds away from flowers or other food sources. Hummingbirds may be small, but they still fly a long way. Many fly from North America to South America in different seasons. They are truly amazing animals. Wow, I never knew that there were so many kinds of hummingbirds. There aren't any in Asia, but my friend in the States has a hummingbird feeder near her window, so she can watch hummingbirds as they eat. I like to do that too. There are such interesting birds. And that's all for today. See you next time on Jack's File. Bye.
Friends, today we've been talking about hummingbirds, the smallest birds in the world. Now, Garrett, you talked about growing up and watching hummingbirds. What do you need to have in your backyard to watch a hummingbird?
Well, first, make sure they live in your area. Then buy a hummingbird feeder. It's something you can hang up somewhere a little higher. And it will have little holes where the hummingbird can put its beak and eat food out of. Now, what they eat out of there is often a liquid. Hummingbirds in the wild will go and eat from flowers.
Wow, that sounds fascinating. So you need a bird feeder and you need to be living in somewhere where hummingbirds live. So if you live in North America, or Canada or Mexico, then the hummingbirds will be flying around.
That's right. Okay, well, we're not done yet. We'll continue this topic tomorrow. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow right here on Let's Talk in English. Goodbye.
Bye.